the Kentucky Patriot here, doing a video. In one way, I wish I'd never had to do, but in another way, I want to do something, and this will by no means even come close to scratching the surface of or paying tribute to somebody that's meant so much to so many. And I'm not really say a whole lot about his channel because if you're watching this video, you probably already know about Paul's channel, and that's how he got the legendary status. But I may tell you some stuff about some behind the scenes things, just some personal dealings with Paul, and what he's meant to us, and I know you as well as the 2A community. When we heard the news about Paul's passing, it broke our hearts. I mean, my wife just cried. It's just heartbreaking for us all because he was just a wonderful fella, and I can't say enough good about him and what he's meant to the 2A community, and just him being him. I mean, he was just one of a kind. So I'll give you a little bit of background story, and I'm not on the range, but Paul was just a little bit different than a lot of people. Most of my views are from the range videos. A lot of the 22 stuff, or the hunting stuff and my ballistic stuff. That's where most of my views came from, and that was what was popular on my small channel. But Paul always liked it when I just sat right here and just basically had a heart-to-heart with you, and just like a neighbor visit. He mentioned that many times, and he was always so good to me, and he never really had any reason to be other than he was just a good guy that just showed me a lot of kindness. And really how we met was from this channel. I've got a small channel, and I followed Paul back in the disaster contingency days, and he had a video early on where he shot that 444 Marlin pistol, and it just destroyed the target, and I was hooked right there. This guy, so I subscribed, and I started commenting, and he commented a few times on my channel, which was great, which was a great honor. And this was back when my channel was even smaller than it is now. I noticed like all these views all of a sudden. I thought, that's odd. What happened? 'Cause I hadn't posted a video in a while, and what he had done, he'd give me a shout out, and I appreciated that greatly. Well, over the years, he'd give me more than one shout out, and he'd just been so good to me. And then he had reached out to me. We'd talked and emailed and messaged back and forth, and he asked me if I'd do part 2 of a video with him. I said, are you kidding me? Are you serious? He's like, yeah, man. He said, that's when we done the trees for cover. I done part 2 and he done part 1. He sent me a CD with his picture on it. There was actually a DVD that played. It was part 1 of the video. He wanted me to make a part 2 out of it, and I thought, man, what an honor, man. This guy's just fantastic, and he's been so good to me. But I'm gonna tell you some stuff maybe behind the scenes. But anyway, life happens, things happen, but he just always been a good friend, and just so good to me. Well, he actually has some family that lives not too far from here. I mean, it's a several-hour drive, but totally doable in a day. And he was actually planning a trip out there, and we were going to try to get together and do some shooting, and maybe do some videos, some collaboration videos. This was back when he was healthy, and before he got the news about cancer, and I was super excited. Well, he made the trip, and he ended up getting sick. And come to find out, he got bit by a tick and had Lyme disease. So our trip got canceled. So one thing or another, we then try to maybe meet up at a NRA convention, just somewhere. I don't know. Stuff happened at the NRA, and then COVID. I don't know what all happened, but life gets in the way. You know how it happens. We kept in touch. Of course, I was a huge fan of his channel, subscriber forever, and just thought the world of him. And then when we heard the news about him getting pancreatic cancer. I just hated it for him so bad. That's a tough cancer. And the survival rate's very small. And then, I think he ended up telling us in the last video, but that's what happened to his hip. When he broke his hip, it wasn't like he fell or had an accident because of the pancreatic cancer. His bones was brittle. His hip just literally broke, and then he fell. So he had a lot of problems. But anyway, he invited us out to Oregon, and I wanted to meet him anyway. And spend some time with him, and we went out there, and I wish I could have went earlier when he was healthy, and we could actually get to the range and do a lot of things and just hang out. I'm not even talking for video purposes or to grow my channel or YouTube purposes. I'm just talking about just hanging out with the guy. I mean, just having fun. And when I make this video, it's not to try to bring attention to me or my channel during a time like this. It's just the only thing I know how to do to pay tribute to the guy that's really, all my subscribers come from Paul Harrell. If it wasn't for his shout out and me doing part 2 of his video and his help and encouragement, I mean, I've got a small channel, but really the views that I have are because of Paul Harrell. And I'm sorry I didn't make this video a little sooner, but I don't want to say this word, but in baseball, you get 1, 2, 3, you're out. Well, I got my second, you know what. So I'm just now able to post again and upload videos. But we went out there and we got to spend some time with him and talk with him and just, I couldn't really tell him everything that I wanted to tell him. We said, a few days, and but when I got to just sit and talk with him and be around him and just hang out with him and meet the crew and got to meet his brother Roy and just I told him I appreciate you, and he had no reason to do this. He didn't get political gain or fame and fortune or all these subscribers by helping me. He already had a huge channel. Even back years ago, he had a big channel. I know he just recently reached a million views, but I consider 300,000, 400,000, 500,000 subscribers still a huge channel. And he had no reason to reach out to me or help me, but he was just a super friend to me and to the 2A community, and he was really a funny guy, but he had a dry sense of humor. But I'm telling you what, he could tell stories that I could tell the same story and it wouldn't be funny, but he would tell it. It's absolutely hilarious. He'd have you rolling on the floor laughing over the stuff that, he just, it's not just the 2A community and the survival thing that he was good at. He was just a solid stand-up guy. Like he's one of those guys you could go camping with or go hang out, go fishing with, whatever outside, and enjoy every minute of it. He wasn't obnoxious. He didn't get on your nerves. He wasn't like, man, why do we bring this guy? There's always that guy. Why do we bring this guy? No, he wasn't. He was just fun to be around. Enjoyed life. I got to meet some of his family, and that's why I'm so thankful for this YouTube channel. I know I've got a small channel, but literally guys like him and Timmy and Hootie Who and New York Prepper has been all because I've got to meet and shoot and hang out and be exposed to people like that just from this YouTube channel and the 2A community. With this shirt, with Johnny B, and the fundraiser to help Paul, you guys came together and helped him, and he talked to me about that, about how the 2A community got behind him and got support. And he's had a few people that's he's had to do a few rebuttal videos, all about that, but the overwhelming majority of the 2A community had come together to help and support him, and he was so grateful. And I know you think, well, these guys, they don't care about me. They got a big channel. They do. They appreciate the comments, the subscribe. He loved his audience. He loved you guys. He talked about how humbled he was that he had that kind of a following. Even though he was a big name in the firearms community, he never lost his sense of humbleness. And and I would consider him an expert. He said he wasn't an expert, but he would learn with you, and he would never talk down to you like you were stupid. He would show you the results and let you make up your own mind, and his just contribution to, I've learned so much from him over the years, and and some of his comments that he left on my channel, coming from a guy like that, I could almost get teary-eyed, his support and encouragement and help, and, what he said about my little channel in the 2A community. Like I said, this video isn't going to do it justice, but how can I talk for 20 minutes and pay tribute to a guy that's done so much for the 2A community, for me personally, for the firearms community, and even when I got to sit to him face to face, I was just humbled by just everything that he's done. And I tried to tell him thank you, but thank you wasn't enough. I got my picture with my arms around him, and they say legends live forever. I know his videos will go on, and I know they're a treasure, and you can go back and watch them. Even before he passed, I'd go back and watch some of the same ones over and over. And his sense of humor, his outlook on life, he's always willing to help people. And he was even apologizing, that video about his death, that he wasn't able to continue on to help you all. He thought you guys thought that much of you all. He felt like if he could help you all or show you something, learn from his mistakes, learn from his successes, learn from his shooting ability, his skills, And that's what we talked about at the, when I got a meeting down there in Oregon, some things he couldn't talk about because of YouTube, about some defense situations and some things. And, he was just a class act in every sense of the word. Huge asset to the 2A community, huge asset to his community. But I thank him for his channel and his contribution there. But I thank him most of all for the kindness and the friend that he was to me. And then, even though I'm making a video and I told him in person, I just can't say thank you enough. And I know I speak for all of us when we say we love Paul. And you can't replace those guys. I mean, he is just a one of a kind. I can think of him and I don't know whether to smile or cry, But I love Paul Harrell. I love his channel. I'm thankful for all, the laughs he give me, for all the instruction, for the help, for the encouragement. I just wish there was more I could do to really just show my empathy and the love of you guys. I mean this. I know it's like I'm on camera, but when you comment, when you like, when you subscribe, when we get feedback, when I get to meet you in person, it just means so much. I love you guys. I love the 2A community. And I want to give Paul a final salute and a thank you with a heart of gratitude and appreciation. And I just wish I could get words out like I truly, I'm trying to say, but I can't really get it out what I feel here. But I love you, Paul, from the bottom of my heart. I love the 2A community. I wish you and yours the very best. I want to give this salute to a legend that I love deeply and I appreciate and I cared about. And a final salute for a thank you, Paul, for every video you ever watched of mine, every comment you ever made, for every time you've ever helped me, and for all the videos you made. My little feeble words doesn't scratch the surface, but I love you, buddy. May God bless you. We wish you and yours the very best. And as we say goodbye and give a final salute to a legend, the man, the myth, the legend, Paul Harrell.